जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे। जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत बलवंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जानुभ आशीष मांगे। जय 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 हे।
तूने ले जो लेनी थी वो अंपायर इसकी कैप्टन की ले लेता ना। हाँ हाँ अहमद आ जा। ये केबल का क्या हो गया? नहीं आप मैं लाइट दे दो।
क्यों?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Eagles Cricket Ground for the Four Nation tournament, which is played between Indian Warriors and Pakistan Stallions. This is the fifth match of a Four Nation tournament here. So it's the toss time. Along with me here are two umpires, ECB level umpires, Bilal and Mr. Tawqir. So let's do the toss. Head is the call, and head it is. You have won the toss. Congratulations. आप क्या करना चाहोगे?
बैटिंग करेंगे हम लोग।
Any particular reason इस ग्राउंड में? पहले आप शायद दो मैचेस ग्राउंड नंबर 3 फिर ग्राउंड नंबर 2 आप खेल रहे हैं ग्राउंड नंबर 1 फ्रेश पिच लश ग्रीन आउटफील्ड, क्या कहना चाहोगे?
हमने ये सोचा है कि पहले बैटिंग करते हैं, फ्रेश पिच है।
तो क्या टोटल है आपके माइंड?
171।
ओके, थैंक यू एंड ऑल द बेस्ट। हार्ड लक फॉर द टॉस। आप अगर टॉस जीते तो क्या करते हैं?
टॉस जीत के बॉलिंग
टॉस जीत के भी बॉलिंग करते हैं। एनी पर्टिकुलर रीजन बिहाइंड इट?
लास्ट टाइम 2 मैचेस में हमने टॉस जीत के बैटिंग
पिच के बारे में, ग्रास के बारे में या ग्राउंड के बारे में कुछ कहना चाहोगे?
इसका आउटफील्ड काफ़ी अच्छा है।
और ये लास्ट लीग मैच है आपका, जिसके बाद आप नेक्स्ट राउंड में जाओगे जहाँ पर या तो थर्ड पोजीशन या फिर सेमीफाइनल फाइनल। सो इट्स काइंड ऑफ अ गुड टाइम टू नो कंसिडर योर टीम और खेलना चाहोगे, राइट? तो आपके पास टीम पूरी प्रॉपरली प्लान्ड है?
क्योंकि हमारा वैसे भी पर्सनल स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम लगी है।
Perfect. Thank you. All the best for the match. And here's from the toss. Indian Warrior have won the toss and they have elected to bat first. Thank you.
डैडी का भी फ़ोन आया था आपके, डैडी से भी बात हुई, डैडी भी टेंशन ले रहे थे, बोल रहे वही बोल रहे थे डैडी इसका बहाना ये अच्छा है और ये भी क्या बोलते हैं इवैल्यूएशन करने का जो अगर मौका मिला तो निकलो। तो वही बोला कि लोग भी वही देख रहे हैं, अगर ऐसा मौका मिला तो अच्छी बात है, लेकिन मुश्किल है, बट ट्राई करेंगे। ठीक है, तुम लोग ये करो। ओ, ओके, डन। ठीक है, ठीक है, चलो। कोड आ रहा है बेटा, बता दो। ओके, पानी से ऊपर चेक करना। Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the fifth match of Four Nation tournament, which is played in Eagles Cricket Ground, Sharjah, in ground number 1. It is played between the Indian Warriors and Pakistan Stallions. Indian Warriors have won the toss and they have elected to bat first. Ball, right arm over the wicket. That's a good line delivery onto the pads. Right trajectory played towards the mid-off region. There's no chance of a run here. To start the proceedings, it is Pranav Titans who is there at the crease on the striker end, and the non-striker end, Narain Kumar. Hit the deck hard. That was a short of a line delivery, good line delivery. played it towards the point region. That is an overthrow here. Will that go to the boundary? No, that's been cut off by the long on fielder. Meanwhile, they take 2 runs. But he had a shy on the stumps at the non-striker end. That was the right thing to do because the non-striker was almost half the pitch here. But missed the stump and there was an overthrow. Due to overthrow, the 2 runs been added. Once again, tried to bowl a short of a good length delivery here. There was a late cut by Pranav going towards the point region, but there's a fielder there. There's no chance of a run here. So 2 is the score after the first 3 deliveries ball in the over. Bowler Mohammad Zayan, right arm coming over the wicket. That's played up peacefully. The fielder coming underneath it, but it is following the no man's land here on towards the long off region, and that's the first boundary. It was a little over pitch delivery, played up peacefully, just behind the mid-off fielder, and that goes for a boundary. That's the first boundary coming from the bat of Pranav, and with this boundary, the score moves on to 6. That was a well played shot. It was a short delivery. There is no bounce whatsoever. It was almost a knee length, and from there the batsman just opens his body and played it towards the deep square leg region. And they take 2 more runs here. So that's a good start for Indian Warriors. 8 without any loss in the first over, the first 5 deliveries here. That's a good little delivery, but outside off, a little wayward and a wide given by the umpire. So 1 extra added to the total. Once again, a good little delivery. Wanted to play it, but missed it completely. Goes into the hands of keeper. No run here, and that's the end of the first over. 9 for no loss. That's a good start for Indian Warriors so far, and all the 6 deliveries played by Pranav. So there is a change of field in the second over. The deep cover point fielder comes in, and deep fine leg here. There is a deep third man, there is a gully, there is covers, there is a mid-off. Once again, there is a change of field. Deep fine legs come in and long on fielder. New bowler Musa Qasim, who is playing his 207th match, already have 85 wickets under his belt. So he's a right arm leg break bowler. I think so. He's a medium pacer now. Once again, there's a slight change of field here. The long on fielder comes in, and the deep, the point fielder goes back. A good leg delivery here. There is a rise after pitching. It came onto the bat. Just open the face of the bat, goes towards the third man region, almost a gully region, just a single here. With this single, Narayan opens his account. So the score 10 after 1.1 over. Hitting the deck hard here, almost back of a good leg delivery. After pitching, he is getting some bounce here. It came almost over a waist height, but it was onto the off. Tried to cut it, goes straight towards the gully region. There is a fielder, no run here. That's a good bowling display so far by Musa Qasim. That's a good leg delivery onto the pads. Try to play it on the leg side. The mid-on fielder cuts it off. And meanwhile, they take a quick single here. The score 11 for no loss. Narayan ready to face his second delivery. And Musa Qasim on his mark. Once again, back of a good leg delivery, hitting the deck very hard, try to play towards the square leg region, but there is a fielder there. Had a shy on the stumps. The batsman wanted to take a single on the overthrow, but the point fielder cutting it off. No run here. So good bowling display by Musa Qasim so far in this over. Just 2 runs of the 4 legal deliveries. Once again, a short leg delivery. It was a well-directed delivery, not much of a bounce as expected, not over the chest height. Batsman wanted to play it onto the leg side, wanted to pull it, but missed it completely, goes into the hands of the keeper. No run here. Excellent bowling so far, not giving away anything in this over. Just opening his leg, wanted to just guide it over the cover region, missed it completely again. That's a dot delivery to end the over. What a over by Musa Qasim, giving away just 2 runs. And end of 2 overs, 11 for no loss. That's a full toss delivery. Played it on towards the point in gully region. Good fielding display here.
That's a sliding field, cuts it off, definitely saving 2 to 3 runs here. A good line delivery, wanted to play it up officially, miss it completely. That's a good delivery here. Goes straight into the hands of keeper, no run. Pranav showing some intent here. He want to score some run. He want to make his team get to a defendable total. Once again, let me remind you, a four-nation tournament played in Eagles Cricket Ground, Sharjah, has been sponsored by AMZ Properties, Shadow Gap, and Mughal Overs General Trading. That's played up in the air. There is a longer fielder, but the ball sailed through, and that's the first maximum coming from the bat of Pranav. That's a huge 6-over long off. He's been trying for last few balls here, wasn't able to connect, but this time connects sweetly, and it sails through a long off fielder. There was a fielder manning that area, but he just have to be watching it. That's an over pitch delivery, played towards the cover region, upishly, and that's is it a maximum? Yes, it is a maximum number 2, back-to-back maximum here. That's excellent batting by Pranav. After the 2 dot deliveries, there are 2 sixes coming from the bat. That's a slower ball, well balled by the bowler, deceptive. Batsman could not read it completely. It was probably the back of the hand, and it was almost a Yorker length. Dug it well by the batsman, goes towards the point region. No chance of a run here. Good comeback by the bowler. Oh, what a shot here. That was a good delivery and equally well played by the batsman. It was hitting the deck very hard. It was a shot of a good length. That was rising over the chest height, but the batsman just opening the pace of the bat, jumping on his heels and played towards the point and gully region for a boundary. So that's a good over for Indian Warriors in this. The score moves on to 27 without any loss. That's a good start for Indian Warriors so far. That's an over-pitch delivery. Batsman wasn't expecting this. He just had his front leg away from the ball. Wanted to play it on towards the offside, but missed it completely. Goes into the hands of keeper. Musa Qasim doing a good job here in his bowling. Not giving away anything to the batsman. Once again, and Opus delivery played towards the long off region. The midfielder could not cut it off. He was standing a little wide, and the ball races towards the boundary. And the first boundary coming from the bat of Narayan. Well played. The power play is going on, and they can have only two fielders outside the 30-yard circle. It becomes very challenging to have a good field placement. Once again, it's a good delivery, short of a good delivery, hitting the deck hard. Missed by everyone here. The batsman, the keeper, and the ball races to the boundary in the form of bye. So 4 extra runs added to the total. That's wanted to play, takes a leading edge here, goes towards the square leg area. Just a single, very lucky for the batsman, did not carry to the fielder. So he survives. The score 36, going at a run rate of 9.82. It's a healthy run rate. Oh, that's on the pad. That's a big appeal here, but denied by the umpire. Both the umpires, ECB level 1, Bilal and Tawqir. It's a good decision here. The ball was almost going down the leg side. It's a good comeback by Musa. That's a good line delivery. Played up easily over the mid-off fielder. Does it go to the boundary? No, not. So the mid-off fielder cuts it off. Meanwhile, the batsman take 2 runs. It was a good line delivery here. Played up easily. That was a good shot. That's the end of 4 overs. So 38 for no loss in 4. Going at a run rate of 9.5. That's played up easily. The mid-on fielder coming underneath it, and that's been taken comfortably. And that's the first wicket for Indian Warriors in the form of Narayan Kumar. He was struggling a little bit. He was not able to time the ball nicely. He wanted to play it up easily. It goes up and straight to the fielder there, and the fielder doesn't make any mistake. That's the first wicket at 38 for 1 in 4.1 over. The captain of Pakistan Stallions, still believing in Mohammad Zayan, who was a bit expensive in his first 2 overs. In the first delivery of his 3rd over, gets a wicket. That was kind of a over-pitch delivery, but onto the leg side. Played it a little upishly towards the mid-on fielder. And the new batsman, Nadeem, who is playing his 89th match, already has 1,018 runs under his belt. That was down the leg side, and it should be given a wide. Yes, it is, and that's one run added to the total in the form of extra. Once again on his leg, the batsman wanted to play it towards the square leg, but it goes towards mid-on, and Musa Qasim, the fielder, comes on quickly, picks it up and throws it back to the keeper. No run here. The swing and a miss. It was a good line delivery. He wanted to capitalize on the power play, but missed it completely. There was a bit of a shape here and goes straight into the hands of keeper. No run. Nadeem is yet to open his account. He has already played 3 deliveries. That's a fuller line delivery. Once again, straight to the mid-on fielder. No chance of a run here. Good over so far by Mohammad Zayan. In his 5 deliveries, giving away just 1 run in the form of a wide and taking a wicket of Narayan. Once again, down the leg side, a bit wayward and wide given by the umpire. 1 more run added to the total in the form of extra. So 2 extras in this over, 1 wicket and 5 dots. Oh, is it an edge or has come by the pads? Have to see what the umpire has to say. It says a leg by. I can see there is a shape in the ball just after pitching, moving away, takes a pad and goes straight towards the third man region. And 1 more run added to the total in the form of extra. So end of 5 overs, 41 for 1. मोहम्मद जैन का आखिरी ओवर जबरदस्त आखिरी ओवर रहा सिर्फ 3 रन दिए हैं उस 3 रन में 2 वाइड और 1 लेग बाय तो बैट से कोई रन नहीं आया। अब बॉलिंग के लिए आ रहे हैं कमर, वो अब राइट आर्म मीडियम बॉलर है। एक 134 विकेट अब तक ले चुके हैं कमर। उनका इकोनॉमी है 8.81 और बेस्ट फिगर्स है 4-18 रन देते हुए। उनका स्ट्राइक करेंगे नदीम। लेग पे था, जस्ट लेग साइड पे खेला है मिड विकेट की तरफ। द फील्डर जो मिड ऑन पे थे वो इसको कट करेंगे और स्ट्रेट कीपर के हाथों में 1 रन का इजाफा। 42 1 विकेट के नुकसान पे। Full length delivery, wanted to play this. He opened the face of the bat, cuts it off. It was a well-guided shot, but there is a fielder at point who is quick enough to cut it off. No run here. Pranav is batting brilliantly. He is on 27 of 16, 2 fours and 2 sixes. It's a down the leg side here and a wide given by the umpire, so 1 extra to be added to the total. That's a low full toss here, takes an inside edge, goes onto the pad, and it was almost clipping the stump. But the batsman pushes the ball away and he survives. A good bowling display here. It was a low full toss. Once again an over pitch, almost a Yorker length, wide Yorker length delivery. It's very hard to play such kind of a delivery here, but still the batsman managed to get the bat onto it, but it goes straight to the bowler, no run here. That's a wide given by the umpire. It was way outside the off stump line. So 1 more run added. With this, the score moves on to 44 for 1. The run rate have slightly dropped down after the first wicket. It's gone to 7.76. Played it straight. And I think it clipped the shoes of the umpire here, due to which the ball could not race to the boundary and they take a single here. It was a well-struck shot, straight as an arrow. Now this is the last delivery of the power play. Once again, almost a Yorker length. What a bowling by Kamar. He is not giving every room. Just a single here to end the over. So he ends his over for just 5 runs. So 46 for 1 in 6 overs. Going at a run rate of 7.67. Ahmed Ali, the new bowler. He is a right arm medium fast bowler. Now the fielding team has the liberty to have 5 fielders outside the circle after the completion of the power play. So the 4 fielders who are in is fine leg, third man, gully, and short covers. Oh, almost Yorker here. No run. Nadeem is batting on 3 after facing 8 deliveries. The good leave by the batsman when he sees the ball is outside offline and that's a wide delivery. So one more run added to the total in the form of extra. So Ahmed Ali trying Yorkers here. He is being successful, but this ball was a little wayward outside off. The batsman tried to play it, but it goes straight into the hands of the bowler. So there's no chance of a run here. Nadeem a bit slow so far. Very cheeky, just going outside to the offside and wanted to do a scoop shot, but not connecting it and goes straight towards the fine leg fielder, a wide fine leg fielder, and they take a single here. With this single, the score goes on to 48 for 1 in 6.3 overs. That's a slower delivery. Batsman played it towards the cover region. The long off fielder cutting it off. He had to run at least 20 yards here to cut it off and throws it back to the bowler. Good thinking by the bowler. He knows Pranav is batting brilliantly, so he changed the speed. A slower one. That's lower full toss. Again played towards the long off region, but the fielder there cuts it off. A good fielding. Once again, he had to run at least 10 yards and he cuts it off and throws it back to the bowler. Just a single, and with this single, 51 for 1 in 6.5 overs. He did a little short, but there was definitely not much of a bounce here. It came quite nicely to the batsman. Played it toward the cover region, just a single. So end of 7 overs, 52 for 1. Pranav comes back, beg your pardon, it is Kamar who comes back into attack. He was brilliant in his first over. First delivery, again a fuller length delivery. The batsman just had to guide it towards the third man region. A good fielding here. The batsman had to run at least 15 yards to cut it off, and meanwhile the batsman take 2 runs. Again a Yorker length delivery. There's no much of a pace, but the trajectory is immaculate by the bowler. A well-experienced bowler here. He knows where to bowl when there is not much of a pace. So he's not giving much of a room. He is not giving anything for the batsman to open his arm. He's just following one tactics that's called Yorker to Yorker. A bit over pitch delivery here, played towards the deep cover region. There is a fielder there who cuts it off and just takes a single. Once again, in the finding of a Yorker, it is a bit fuller length. It is definitely into the arc zone of hitting. The batsman plays it towards the long on region. One more run added to the total. Swing and a miss here. It was just outside a little off stump, but it goes straight towards the keeper. No run here. Once again, a fuller length delivery, played straight. The umpire had to move away from the ball. It goes straight and the long on fielder cuts it off and throws it back to the bowler. After the end of 8 overs, 58 for 1, going at a run rate of 7.25. A slower ball there, missed it completely by the batsman. It was a ball to be hit. It's a full toss delivery, but the batsman missed it completely and goes straight to the keeper. He must be hitting his head. He wanted to hit it hard, but missed. Played it up pitchly, over the cover, there is a fielder here, had a hand onto it, but could not stick there. Meanwhile, the batsman takes a single, batsman survives, Pranav survives. During the toss, the captain of Indian Warriors said that they want to get to a total of 170 to 190. With this, definitely they will go up to 145. They need to put some pressure. That's onto the leg side, takes a pad. The fielder wants to cut it off. Done it brilliantly. He cuts it off from a leg by. And he saves at least 2 runs for the team here. Once again, a slower delivery here. It was a loopy delivery. The batsman was intending to hit it over the mid-wicket fielder, but missed it completely. Again, goes straight to the keeper here. A good disguised delivery by Ahmed Ali. Once again, a loopy, slower delivery. But this time, the batsman picks it up well and played towards the long on region. But the fielder there doing it brilliantly, a sliding field here, and saves at least 3 runs for the team. Well played by the batsman, just opening the face of the bat, played towards the point region, the fielder trying to cut it off, but the ball wins the race here and it goes for a boundary. A boundary after a long time. This was required by Indian Warriors. There was a little bit of slow run rate in the last 3 overs, but this boundary will definitely boost the confidence of the batsmen, the batting team here. That was a Goodland delivery, a rare Goodland delivery from Kamar, who comes back to ball his 3rd over. The batsman plays it down the ground towards the long off region. Just a single. That's down the leg side. There is a big appeal here, but denied by the umpire and a wide given here. Try to hit it on towards the square leg region. The ball is racing towards the boundary. That's a good shot by Pranav. That's the 4th boundary coming from the bat of Pranav here. He is moved on to 42 of just 29 deliveries. He is doing the bulk of the scoring here. If team Pakistan Stallions want to restrict them, they have to get this wicket. It was way outside off and wide given by the umpire. That's one more run added to the total. That's a bit of pressure to the bowler. After the ball being hit, he wants to do a little bit different. He wanted to ball a little offside. That's his strength, the Yorker. This over, we did not see much of a Yorkers here. We saw a little bit of shot of a Goodland, the Goodland delivery, a wayward delivery towards the offside. This was a Yorker. Once again, it missed by everyone. The batsman was being a little cheeky. He wanted to give himself room on the offside, wanted to play it onto the fine leg region, missed it completely and go straight to the keeper's hand. No run here. Swing and a miss. He wanted to charge the bowler. He had a 1 step outside. Swing the bat but missed. That is an intent by the batsman. He wanted to do some scoring but unable to connect. full toss delivery. That delivery was supposed to be hit but missed it and goes straight to the keeper. That is a top delivery to end the over. 10 over 74, going at a run rate of 7.4. And that's the time for a short little break for drinks, and we will see at the other end. And we have a new bowler, Farooq Anju. I'm sorry that. Beg your pardon, it is Ahmed Ali to continue his third over. There's a slight check before he delivers. I guess there is a little bit of dew here, and it would be definitely slippery. Once again, a slower delivery here. The batsman played it towards the mid-wicket region. The fielder picks it up and throws it back to the bowler. A single, and Pranav with this goes to 44. And with him it is Nadeem. He is batting on 11, facing 21 deliveries. That was a bit quicker. Almost a full run delivery. That was a dive by the fielder, but missed it completely, and it goes straight to the fielder at deep. And meanwhile, they take 2 runs here. So 2 more runs added to the total, and Nadeem moves on to 13 of 22 deliveries. Again, a slower one. That's a beautiful delivery. Wasn't able to judge. The batsman completely bamboozled here. He could not understand how the ball is going to react. After pitching, the ball takes a little shape outside and goes straight to the hands of keeper. No run here. That's a short delivery, hitting the deck hard, just over the shoulder of the batsman, but it was down the leg side and the wide given by the umpire. 1 more run added to the total in the form of an extra. That's a low full toss. The batsman plays it towards the long off area, and the fielder, Kasim, picks it up and throws it back to the bowler. Almost a Yorkerland delivery here. Well dug out by the batsman. Played it again towards the long on region, and just a single here. So single definitely won't hurt Pakistan Stallions. It is the boundary that they have to contain. Indian Warriors still have 9 wickets in their hand. Once again a slow delivery. That is making the trick here. Batsman wanted to play towards the long on region but missed it completely, and that uproots the stumps, and the wicket number 2 goes for Indian Warriors in the form of Nadeem. So Nadeem goes at 14, facing 25 deliveries. So we have the second wicket in this over. That was a well-disguised delivery by Ahmed Ali, young bowler. That was his strength, and the batsman was struggling for the slower deliveries of Ahmed Ali. And at the end, the result, he gets his wicket. So Ahmed Ali completes his 3 overs, giving away 18 for 1. The new batsman, Johar Abbas, he is playing his 33rd match and has already scored 300 runs. And the new bowler, Farooq Anjum, right arm leg break bowler. Oh, that's onto its pad. I think it takes an inside edge. We could hear a double sound here. So there is no casualty. So good start by Farooq Anjum. Batsman comes down the track, just at the bounce of the ball, plays it towards the long on region. Beg your pardon, long off region for a single. Oh, that's a slower delivery. That's a loopy delivery by Farooq Anjum. After pitching the ball, turning quite a bit, but the batsman just opens his bat and plays toward the gully region just for a single. That was on the leg side. Gone on one knee, wanted to play a slog sweep, does not connect it too well, goes straight towards the fielder. No run here. Once again a loopy delivery, but the batsman coming down the track, takes it on the full, plays it towards the long on region, but just a single here because there is a fielder manning that area. Once again down the leg, takes the leading edge. The fielder, the bowler was underneath it. He gets one hand to the ball but could not stick it, and that's a drop chance. That's the first chance for Johar Abbas. So he survives. So end of 12 overs, 83 for 2. For the first time, Indian Warriors run rate have gone down below 7. Mohammad Hussain comes into attack, left arm. That was a low full toss. The batsman wanted to play a slog sweep, but there is a fielder there. He missed this opportunity. That's over the head height. It should be called a no ball. Yes, it is, and that's a first no ball of this inning. It's a free hit, and Pranav is on 47. Can he capitalize of this? On to the leg. That's a good delivery. Not giving the batsman too much of room. Just takes an inside edge, goes towards the deep square leg area just for a single. With this single, the Pranav moves on to 48. Once again down the track, coming down the pitch, taking the ball on the full, play towards the deep square leg area just for a single here. Johar Abbas showing some intent. Once again a full toss. Played it again at the square leg area. Straight to the fielder. Just a single here. And with this single, Pranav moves on to 49. Once again bouncing down the track. That's a good shot here. He comes to the pitch of the ball, opening the face of the bat, played it towards the cover, and that's gone for a 4. The first boundary coming from the bat of Johar Abbas. Slowly but surely, Team Indian Warriors are upping the tempo here. They want to score some runs. That's a good ball as well as a good shot, opening just the face of the bat, but played toward the point region. There is a fielder, no chance of a run here. So end of 13 overs, 91 for the loss of 2 wickets. Farooq Anjum comes back into attack. The first delivery, a good delivery. The batsman wanted to cut it between the point and gully region, but does not get a connection here. That's a good shot towards the deep mid-wicket region. And with this shot, Pranav completes his 50 runs. 50 of 42 deliveries, 4 boundaries and 2 maximums. Brilliant game so far. Once again down the track. That's it perfectly between the 2 fielders. Long on and long off. That goes for a boundary. Johar Abbas making his presence felt here. 2 boundaries in his 6 deliveries faced so far. 96 for 2. That was a big chance for a stumping missed by the keeper here. That was a loopy delivery. Once again, the batsman wanted to play it upishly, came down the track, missed it. Onto his bat, takes a leading edge, just above the head of the bowler. A single here. A batsman once again survives. That was a loopy delivery. Oh, that's a misfield. It was cut between the point region. The fielder was there but missed it completely. And meanwhile, the batsman take 2 runs here. That's a good running between the wicket. And end of 14, 99 is the score. That's a wide given by the umpire, a bit wavered onto the offside. The batsman was chasing the ball, wanted to play it towards the point region. Once again, a full length delivery. Just outside off. The batsman claiming a wide, but not given by the umpire. played it straight to the bowler, gets his hand to it, and no run here. Good comeback by the first, after the first wide delivery. Once again, dancing down the track, played it towards the cover point region, deep cover point region, but the fielder there cuts it off, just a single. And with this single, the score 100. So 101 for 2 in 14.3 overs. That's a good delivery. There is some bounce for the spinners here after pitching. Once again, a full toss over the waist height. I'm sure that would be a no ball. Yes, it is. Is it a due factor that we have to check? There's definitely not a controlled bowling. So it's a free hit. Once again, coming down the track, makes it as a full toss, played it toward the long off. Could not capitalize over free hit. Just a single here. What a shot by Pranav, piercing the two fielders, long on and long off. They were right there, but the ball was racing like a bullet. And that goes for a boundary. That's an edge here. It was a sound till here. Wanted to cut, but takes an edge, and that goes into the gloves of a keeper. And that's the third wicket bite the dust for Indian Warriors. Johar Abbas have to depart. He was showing a lot of intent. So takes an thin edge and goes straight into the keeper's hand, and that's his wicket. He was playing on 13 of 13 deliveries, 2 boundaries. And he's the new batsman. The first ball, it was on his pads, played it towards the square leg area, and he opens his account with a single. Farooq Anjum is getting some turn after the ball has been pitching. So, but the batsman has to wait till the last end and then opening the face of the bat, plates it towards the deep cover region for a single. That was well played towards the long off, just for a single here. Moving away from the stumps, he knows there is no one behind and he plays it towards the fine leg region for a boundary. With this, he hits his sixth boundary. He is batting brilliantly here. 62 of 48. 6 fours and 2 maximum so far. Once again down the track, that's a huge 6. He came down the track just with the bounce, played it towards the deep mid-wicket area. That's a humongous 6 here. 121 for 3. Pranav, you beauty. Third maximum of coming from the bat of Pranav. Played it tappishly. It was straight above the head of the umpire. The long off fielder cuts it off for a single. Takes an outside edge. It was way outside off. There is a misfield by the third man fielder. Meanwhile, they take 2 runs. Last 4 overs to be bowled, and now Pranav wants to score big. What a shot once again. Played it up and high over the long off fielder. Long on fielder, beg your pardon, and that's gone for a maximum. That's the maximum number 4 from the bat of Pranav. What a shot that is. A pickup shot, waiting for the ball. It was in the trajectory and he doesn't make any mistake here. Once again a full toss delivery, playing towards the square leg area, but does not time it well. Stays under the 30-yard circle, just a single. That's a wide delivery, good leave by the batsman, seeing that the ball is outside the white line. He doesn't chase the ball. In the trajectory here, there was a chance of stumping, but I feel the batsman was inside the crease. There is no casualty here. It's running towards the boundary, but the fielder cuts it off, throws it back to the bowler. They take 2 runs. So the end of 17, 134. Last 2 overs being good for Team Indian Warriors. 26 coming off the last 2 overs.
17 हो गया 18 तो हो गई हाँ 17 हो गया 18 चल
That's a big appeal by the umpire, and that's given out. So unlucky. He wanted to play it onto the leg side. He was batting brilliantly on 77. He was wanting to score much more runs for his team, but it was so unfortunate. The ball hitting his bat, and it was straight in front of the stumps, and that goes wicket number 4. The new batsman, Shashwik Shetty. He is a left-arm batsman. That was onto the pads, just flicked it towards the square leg region. And with this, the Shashwik Shetty opens his account 2 runs. Played up pitchly, there is the fielder underneath it, but miss it completely. One bounce goes for the boundary. It's a 4. The fielder could not just the ball. He got the fingers. That is, and wanted to once again play it up and high, but takes an inside edge onto his pads. Just a single here. That's wide given by the umpire. So one more run added to the total. He is getting some turn here after the ball being pitched. Played it down the ground towards the long off region. A single added. The score 141 for 4. I beg your pardon, after 18 overs, 142 for 4. Last 2 overs of this inning, and it would be interesting to see how many more runs can be added by Indian Warriors. But both the new batsmen are relatively new at the crease. Played it up and above the fielder here. And that's a maximum of the first delivery of the 19th over. Just above the fielder's head. Umar Afzal, who comes in to attack his first over, the first delivery. That's a well-played delivery straight towards the deep cover region for a single. That's just a flick of a wrist. What a shot there. But there is a fielder picking it up and throw straight to the keeper. At least saving 3 runs for the team. Just moving away from the stump and playing it towards the fine leg area. There was a fielder there, but the ball races to the boundary, and that's a welcome boundary for Team Indian Warriors. 154 in 18.4 overs. That's a well played with the full blade of the bat straight down the ground towards the long off area just for a single. That's the stump being rattled. A good fast bowling display here, and that's the wicket wicket number 5. Anis. But he has done his job well here. He scored 17 of just 10 deliveries, 1 4 and a maximum. Beg your pardon, it is Shashwik Shetty who was out. He came out of the track, he wanted to play but missed it and the ball hitting the stump. So now Kamar comes back into attack. Kamar bowling his last over. So the last over of the innings. So Indian Warriors would want to score as many runs as possible in this over. So currently the score 155 for 5, going at a run rate of 8.16. There's change in field. We have deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, and deep covers. The batsman moving away wanted to guide it toward the point region because he sees all the three fielders are inside the 30-yard circle, and if he pierces the fielder, it could go for a boundary, but missed the ball, and the ball goes into the keeper's glove. Once again, opens his body, played towards the deep mid-wicket, cow corner region. It was played upishly, but the ball landing safely. Meanwhile, the batsmen take 2 runs. That's a good running between the wicket here. There was a chance of a run out. Played towards the mid-on. That's played cheekishly. Yep. Just moving away from the stumps. Going on one knees. Played it towards the fine leg region for a boundary. That's almost a Yorker delivery, but it was a foolish one. straight to the fielder. Just a single here. Vishal Salmani to face his first delivery. Last two deliveries left. And that's the wicket here. In fact, that was the last delivery. It was a Yorker length, and that's the wicket number 6. And Qamar gets his first wicket in 4 overs, giving away 28 runs. The score 165. Beg your pardon, 164 for 6. And team Pakistan Stallions requires 165 in the allotted 20 overs. We'll take a short little break and come back for the second innings. Welcome back for the second innings here. Team Pakistan Stallions require 165. That's a wide signal by the umpire. That's the first delivery being a little wayward outside the offside, and once again left by the batsman, but there's no signal by the umpire, so it's a dot delivery. Played it towards the long off region. And Abdul Hadi, the opening batsman, opens his account. With him, it's Musa Qasim. Good line delivery, equally well played with the straight bat towards the mid-off region. There's no run here. Karan, the left arm spinner. What a shot here, just onto the leg side. Just opening the face of the bat, flicked it towards the deep square leg area. Have to see whether it bounced before the rope or it's a maximum. So it's a boundary here, just landing before the boundary rope. So that is how Musa opens his account with a boundary. The score 6 for no loss in 4 deliveries ball in the first over. Once again, it was onto the pads, just played it towards the mid-on area, but there is a fielder cutting it off. There's no chance for a run here. Once again, just a flick, but straight to the fielder, no chance for a run. So 1 over, 6 for no loss for Pakistan Stallions. Rohit comes back into attack, right arm medium pacer. That's way outside offside. Wide given by the umpire. So both the bowlers starting the over with a wide here. Once again, it was a good length delivery, but outside off. So batsman wanted to play towards the cover region, but that is a short cover fielder manning that area. So no chance of a run here. A good delivery here, well balled onto the offside, a good length delivery. The batsman could not connect it. It goes into the hands of a keeper, so no run. A good running between the wicket, a quick run here. The ball quickly raised to the fielder at the point region. And the fielder on his runner picked it up and threw it towards the bowler. Meanwhile, the batsman take a quick single. Good running between the wicket here. That was the back of a good length delivery. Just punched it towards the region and they take a quick single here. The score moves on to 9 after 1.4 overs. Swing and a miss. That was above the waist height. The batsman wanted to play towards the deep mid wicket area. On his pad, just nudged it towards the mid-on fielder. The mid-on fielder had to run towards the ball, pick it up. Meanwhile, the batsman take a quick single here. So end of 2 overs, 10 for no loss. Vishal Salmani comes into attack. So 3 over, the third bowler. So it's a 1 over spell for each bowler so far. A shot of a good length delivery here. The batsman played towards the long off region. The fielder running almost 10 yards, cutting it off and throws it back to the bowler. A single to start with. Just a full length delivery. Musa playing with a straight bat towards the long off region. And they take a single comfortably here. That's a good length delivery onto the pass, played it up quickly towards the deep mid wicket area. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, and it was going to the boundary. Cut it off by the fielder. Good fielding display. Meanwhile, the batsmen take 2 runs. That's a brilliant piece of fielding. He had to run behind the ball, and the ball was traveling quickly. Good fielding by Johar Abbasi. Oh, onto the pads. That's just a flick of a wrist and ball racing towards the boundary for 4 runs towards the deep square leg area. He just had to guide the ball. That was a full on delivery with a straight bat played towards the long off region. The fielder picks it up and throws it back to the bowler. Good shot by Musa. A full on delivery played up pitchly. The fielder coming underneath it, had his hand onto it, but could not collect it cleanly. And that's a wicket. That's a wicket goes begging here. So 2 runs. That's a 2 runs being added. End of 3 overs, 20 for no loss. That's a good delivery. It was a fuller onto the offside. A good take by the keeper here. The keeper standing onto the stumps for a medium fast bowler. Once again onto the pads. Have to see whether it takes a pad. No, it's a wide delivery. The keeper could not collect it cleanly. Wide plus 1 run added to the total. There's a change in field for the right-hander. Just a flick of a wrist over the mid-wicket fielder, ball racing towards the boundary, and that's the first boundary coming from the bat of Abdul Hadi. Nothing wrong with the ball, but just it was into his arc. He opens with a flick of a wrist, goes over the mid-wicket fielder, and that goes for a boundary. Once again on middle and leg stump, the batsman just pushes it towards the bowler. There's no chance of a run here. A good comeback by the bowler. Almost a Yorker. Cramped for room here for the batsman. Well dug out by the batsman here. It was straight going on to crash the stumps if he wouldn't have got his bat on time down. So lucky for the batsman to survive. A good comeback, I would say, for the bowler after being hit for a four. There is an appeal for caught behind, but nothing given by the umpire. We have both the senior umpire from ECB, level 1, Mr. Bilal and Mr. Tawqir. It was outside off, wanted to play, missed it completely once again, goes into the hand of keeper. After the boundary, 4 dot deliveries, a good comeback by Shiny Rohit. So end of 4 overs, 26 for no loss. Down the leg side, that's a wide given by the umpire. So Vishal Salmani comes back into the attack, and once again the So we have the first wicket going for Pakistan Stallions in the name of Musa Qasim. Wanted to play it, missed it completely, and the stumps being uprooted. So first wicket for Vishal Salmani, 1.2 overs, 11 for 1. Qasim comes to strike. Once again, almost a Yorker line delivery. Well dug out by the batsman here, Kasim. He has a humongous experience. More than 21,000 runs, 740 matches. Once again, almost a Yorker. What a shot here. It's not easy to play such a delivery, but equally well fielded by the fielder, Naeem. So he had to run almost 15, 20 yards and cut it off. So well done. Once again, a full line delivery up the fielder. He had both his hand, but could not grab the ball here. That's a chance for Kasim. Fielder had to run at least 5 steps behind to take the catch. He had his hand onto the ball, but the ball did not stick into his hand and it pops out. So Kasim survives. That's a good line delivery, but played toward the long on region for a single. So end of 5 overs, 31 for 1. That's a warning given by the umpire while the run-up is on. The fielder should not be speaking. That's the first warning. Five overs, 31 for 1, going at a run rate of 6.2. The required run rate is slowly creeping up. It has gone up to 8.93. Naren Kumar comes into the attack. Right arm medium pace bowler. He is playing his 31st match. Already have 25 wickets. That's a shot of a good line delivery, played towards the deep mid-wicket area, but there is a fielder exactly at that position for such kind of a shot. And just a single here. That's a short delivery, going above the fielder head on the point. The ball is going towards the boundary, cuts it off by the fielder here. Good fielding, throws it back to the keeper. Just 2 runs, saving at least 2 runs here. But Kasim playing dangerously here. He wants to capitalize the power play. Once again, shot of a good line delivery, played towards the deep mid-wicket area. The fielder, he gets a hand to it, pushes it back inside the rope. That's a good save here, but he could have taken a wicket, but it could not grab. So as I said, Kasim living dangerously. A good leg delivery, just a scoop, up, the fine leg fielder. The fine leg fielder was stationed right there to take such a catch, but he had to run at least 10 steps behind, but the ball lands safely here. They take a single. 5.4 overs, 36 for 1. Played it up, the long on fielder coming underneath it and takes the catch comfortably. He was never gonna miss it. That's the wicket number 2 in the form of Kasim. Naren doing the trick here. In the power play, Kasim wanted to make some score, but missed it completely. He wanted to hit it outside the park. And the man on the long on does not make a mistake and he takes the catch comfortably. A good leg delivery, good shot here, but the fielding team, Indian Warriors seems pumped up. They are not letting anything go away. A good fielding here that just restricted them to a single. 6 overs, 37 for 2. The new batsman Umar Afzal. So that's the end of the power play. Now the fielding team has the liberty to get 5 fielders outside, and that's the wicket here. That was a big appeal for LBW, and the umpire raises his finger. That's the wicket number 3. Goes in the form of Umar Afzal, current coming back into the attack, the first bowler. And he takes the wicket on his first delivery. Farooq Anjum is the new batsman. Good delivery here, a good length delivery, not giving much of a room to the batsman. Played it officially towards the cow corner region. The fielder picks it up and throws it back. A single to open the account for Farooq Anjum here. Pakistan Stallions in a bit of a bother here. On to the leg side, just guiding it towards the fine leg area. Have to see what would be the umpire's call here. It is a wide, missed by the batsman. He wanted to just guide it, missed it, and then wide plus 2 runs added to the total. That's a good shot, getting his leg across. Almost a Yorker length delivery. There was no foot movement by the batsman. Wanted to guide it onto the offside, but the wicket keeper doing the rest, taking the ball into his hand. On to the leg side here. That's a wide given by the umpire. So 1 more run added to the total. Once again, played it straight to the bowler. So there's no runs added to the total. So end of 7 overs, 43 for 3. And going at a run rate of 6.14, and the required run rate has gone up to 9.38. Fuller line delivery, but like slide outside. Oh, there's a misfield here. Well played by the batsman, just opening his face of the bat towards the cover. And due to misfield, they take 1 extra run. So 2 runs being added. A shot of a good length delivery here. Trying to hit the deck hard. But this pitch is not having that much of a bounce as expected. It is getting on to the waist high. But the batsman plays it towards the long on region for a single. A full run delivery takes a leading edge, 2 men running behind the ball, but the ball lands safely. A good delivery here. Batsman was playing towards the long on region, but takes a leading edge. Ball was up in the air for quite a bit of time, but landing safely. Batsman survives. That's a fuller length delivery, inviting the batsman to play, and he plays it beautifully over the deep mid-wicket area for a maximum. The first maximum from Team Pakistan Stallions. That was required, much required, as the required run rate was creeping up. Shot of a good length delivery here. Batsman punching it down the ground towards the long off area just for a single. Abdul Hadi is in the match, in the innings from the start. Once again a good length delivery. Take the inside edge. Hits the stump. That's a wicket here, and Ryan gets a second wicket. Farooq Anjum has to depart after scoring 2 runs, facing 6 deliveries. Pakistan Stallions in a bit of a bother, losing their 4 wickets in 8 overs. New batsman Ahmed Ali joins Abdul Hadi. Abdul Hadi is there for quite some time, and if Pakistan Stallions fancy a chance of winning, Abdul Hadi has to stay, and he has to score big here. So Vishal Salmani comes back into the attack, coming over the wicket, bowling to Ahmed Ali. A full toss delivery. Have to see whether it has clipped the bat or not. Going towards the fine leg area. Yes, it is. It has taken an edge and goes straight towards the deep fine leg. Meanwhile, the batsman takes 2 runs. A slower delivery, a loopy delivery, but the batsman read it well and played it down the ground towards the long off area, and the fielder Narain cuts it off and throws it back to the bowler. So Ahmed Ali is ready to face his first delivery. That's a good looking shot. Played it down the ground. Just getting his leg towards the ball and just nudge it down towards the short cover region for a single. And with this single, Ahmed Ali opens his account. Once again a slower delivery, but it was a low full toss. That That's a ball which could have been punished, but lucky for the bowler, the ball straight goes into the hands of Covers. Just a top delivery. Try to play, takes an edge, goes up, and the fielder Curry doesn't make any mistake here. And that's the wicket number 5. Abdul Hadi, who was there from the beginning, has to depart. He played 27 deliveries and scored 28 runs with 1 boundary and 1 maximum. So new batsman Mohammad Hussain, he is a left-hand batsman, and Vishal Salmani coming around the wicket. That's the last delivery of his 3rd over. He is doing brilliantly here. 2.5 overs, 19 runs and 2 wickets. Oh, there was a chance here, but I guess the fielder could not see the ball cleanly, just landing in front of the fielder, and that ball races to the boundary. Score 62 for 5. Good ball, but it was a bit fuller, and the batsman just pushes it towards the mid-off and just takes a single here. And the strike goes to Mohammad Hussain, who hit a boundary in the first delivery. Down the leg side, a wide given by the umpire. Left arm bowler, bowling to the left hander, coming around. Want to play it towards the gully region. There is a small misfield. The ball running towards the boundary, but the fielder running back and picks it up. Meanwhile, the batsmen take 2 runs. That's on to the pad. That's a big appeal. And the finger goes up by the umpire. That's the wicket number 6. And Karan, it's very difficult to get a LPW when bowling from around the wicket for a left-hander. But this time, the ball was full onto the middle and leg. And it would have definitely crashed the stumps. A good decision, I would say. Definitely the umpire took some time to raise his finger up. And it's very visible in the replay. It was a plumb. It was straight going onto the stump. Very good decision by the umpires. As I said, both the senior umpires from ECB level 1, Bilal and Tawqeel, the score 66 for 6. That's a good bowling display by Karan. Right at the trajectory, onto his pad. Played it up his lane towards the long fielder. Fielder doesn't make any mistake here. That's a wicket number 2 in this over. Karan is doing the trick here. 7th wicket for Pakistan Stallions. 66 for 7. That was a good catch by Shashwik Shetty. He was underneath the ball just before this ball when the new batsman came. He was not standing deep. He knew exactly where the ball could land. So he was standing 10 to 15 steps inside the boundary, and the ball exactly came to him. He went on one knee and taken the catch comfortably. The new batsman, Mohammad Zayan, he is a right-hand batsman. Just pushed it towards the bowler. Bowler gets the fingers onto it and goes straight to the mid-off area. No run here. Excellent over by Karan. He gets 2 wickets in this over. Excellent bowling here. 66 for 7 in 10. Going at a run rate of 6.6, and the required run rate have reached almost 10. We will take a short little break. It's a drinks break here, and then we will meet. There's a change of side here. Welcome back, everyone. Pakistan Stallions in a bit of a bother. 66 for 7 in 10 overs. The last 3 wickets remaining. Ahmed Ali batting on 2. Mohammad Zayan yet to open his account. Karan, who bowled the last over, was brilliant. Who's taken 2 wickets in that over. Jatin Babla, the new bowler, the first delivery onto the pad of Ahmed Ali. There was a big appeal, but denied by the umpire. It was an inside edge. But again, down the leg side, have to see whether it brushed the pad or a bat. So, one more run added to the total. It took the bat. So with this, one run, Mohammad Zayan opens his account. Once again on to the leg. This time it has missed everyone, the batsman and the keeper. And that's a wide given by the umpire. Wide plus 2 runs. The bowler has to capitalize on this. They have got 7 wickets already. So they have to be on target. Line and length is very important. Once again onto the leg side. The batsman goes on one knee and scoops it towards the fine leg area. Oh, just a single here. Good fielding. Again onto the leg side, but the batsman pushes it towards the mid-on area. The fielder rushes in and picks it up and throws it back to the bowler. So, no run here. Once again down the leg, I'm sure it would be a wide. Have to see the umpire's call. Yes, it is. The bowler has to be checking his line and length now. He is being wavered. He is bowling onto the leg side. Once again onto the leg. That's a wide once again. That's a wide. This is freebies for Pakistan Stallions here. 10 runs already coming off this over in just 4 deliveries. That's a good ball. That's a good length delivery just outside off. That is the area that the bowler needs to target. Hitting the deck hard. It takes an outside edge going towards the third man. He almost pushes the ball outside the ground, but lucky there was the other fielder, Anis, who stops the ball rolling over the boundary and saves 2 runs for the team. Good over for Pakistan Stallions. 12 runs coming off this over. And the new bowler, Nadeem, who comes into attack. Played it back to the bowler. A slight misfield, but no runs here. That's cheeky by the batsman. He sees the ball was a little onto the leg side, going on one knees, giving a scoop towards the fine leg area, and they take 2 runs. That's good running between the wicket as well. That was a good delivery. The batsman just played it towards the deep mid-wicket area, takes a single here. A good one here, just outside the off, played it back to the bowler, no run here. And for the first time, Pakistan Stallions required run rate have crossed 10. That's a loopy delivery. It came as a full toss. Batsman went onto his knees and guided it towards the deep square leg area for a boundary. A much needed boundary after a long time. Coming from the bat of Mohammad Zayan. Good keeping there, definitely saved a few runs. It was going down the leg side. It was a wide given by the umpire. The batsman trying to take double here, but could have been a chance of a run out. Good fielding, just a single. So 2 good overs for Pakistan Stallions. 21 coming up this 2 overs. Karan comes back into the attack. He is the pick of the bowler so far. 3 overs. That's the trajectory. Not giving the batsman any room. Almost a yorker, but it was outside off. On the leg, played towards the deep mid wicket, but there is a fielder there, just a single. Karan has already 3 wickets in his hand. He has 4 legal deliveries left. Need to see how many more runs he can lead. Once again onto the leg side. That's a leg by signal by the umpire. So 1 more run added to the total. That's a swing and a miss. Missed everyone. The batsman, the stumps, and goes into the hand of keeper. No run here. Well played towards the cover region. The fielder cuts it off. Just a single. The current to ball his last delivery of his 4 overs. Once again a Yorker led delivery. The batsman does it well to get his bat down at time and no run, and that's end of 4 overs for Karan. That's a dream spell. 4 overs, 18 runs, 3 wickets. Now Vishal comes back into attack. Just onto the leg, just guided towards the fine leg area. It's a leg bye given by the umpire. So it just brushed the legs. That was lucky. Takes an inside edge and goes towards the fine leg. It could have easily taken the stumps. Played it up just away from the batsman by the fielder, and the ball racing towards the boundary, and that's a 4. That's the first boundary coming from the bat of Ahmed Ali. A good shot here towards deep cover point, and they take a single. 98 for 7. There is an appeal, but I think so they bumped just and gone into the hands of keeper. Just a dot delivery to end the over. So with this, Vishal Salmani completes his 4-over quota, giving away 30 runs and taking 2 wickets. That was banged in short. And equally well played by the batsman, played it towards the deep mid-wicket area for a single. Well played, there's the fielder coming underneath it. Will he take? Yes! And that's the wicket number 8. And if I'm not wrong, it is the Shashwik Shetty. He's taken the third catch of this match. And each and every catch were comfortably taken underneath the ball, not making any mistake. So 8th wicket goes for Pakistan Stallions. Nareen getting his third wicket, and each over he has got 1 wicket. So this is the third over going on, and he has bowled 2.3 overs, giving away 18 runs, having 3 wickets. Bilal Hayat is the new batsman. The first ball, a bit short, played it towards the deep square leg area for a single. Onto the leg side, just played it towards the wide of a square leg area for a boundary. That's a welcome boundary, and Ahmed Ali getting his second boundary. 104 for 8 in 14.5 overs. Nareen to ball his last delivery of this over. Just playing down the ground towards the long off area, taking a single and keeping his strike. So 105 for 8 in 15 overs. Last 5 overs remaining. And Team Pakistan Stallions require 60 of 30 deliveries at the required run rate of 12. That's played up. It will land safely. Wanted to play, takes a leading edge, goes up in the air. It was there in the air for a long time, but it lands safely here. The batsman Bilal Hayat survives. In fact, Ahmed Ali. Played it up patiently towards the deep mid-wicket area. The fielder cuts it off and throws it back. They take a single here. 15.2, 107 for 8. Played it straight down the ground. The bowler wanted to cut it off through his legs, but goes straight to the long off fielder. A single here. Once again, played up patiently towards the deep mid wicket with one bounce fielding and throws back to the bowler. 4 deliveries, 4 singles so far. Bilal Hayat wants to play it up in the air. All the deliveries faced so far. Played with one hand here. As he saw the ball on the leg side, he wanted to just guide it on towards the deep square leg area, but takes an edge and goes towards short mid wicket, and they take a single. So 6 singles of this over. And the team scores stands at Nelson 1-1-1 for 8. And the new bowler Johar Abbasi That's a wide on the offside. So starting the proceeding with the wide here by Johar Abbas. So they have five fielders outside 30-yard circle. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket. Played straight towards the long off, and they take a single here. So I was saying there were five fielders outside 30-yard circle. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, and deep covers. They have point, they have fine leg, and third man. Onto his bat, so played little upishly. It was there in there for quite some time. Goes straight towards the long on fielder, takes a single. That's a slow delivery, missed by the batsman completely, and that's the wicket. Number 9, Johar Abbas takes the wicket in his first over. Batsman was dancing down the track. He was expecting a fast delivery, but it was a slow one, slower off cutter, and takes the stumps out. That's the wicket number 9, and Bilal Hayat has to walk towards the pavilion after scoring 5 runs, facing 6 deliveries. So it's the last wicket for Pakistan Stallions. Ahmed Ali is still at the crease. He is scoring on 23 of just 20 deliveries with 2 boundaries. He looks promising. Has to see if his partner can stay. But at the same time, the required run rate have gone up to 14.57. And at this juncture of the game, every dot delivery would increase the required run rate. He is a right-hand batsman. So the last wicket for Pakistan Stallions, and Johar Abbas in his first over gets the wicket. Well played towards the point. Wanted a single, but there is a fielder. There's no chance of a single here. So it's a dot delivery. 16.4, 114 for 9. That's a Yorker and delivery, well dug out by the batsman here, getting the bat on time. If not, it would have definitely uprooted the stumps. So good batting by Ramzan. Once again, a slower delivery, swing and a miss. The keeper takes the stumps out and appeal for stumping, but denied by the umpire. A good delivery, good over by Johar Abbas. 1 over, 3 runs, 1 wicket. That's a full toss delivery. Have to see. Yes, it is a no ball given by the umpire. It was just above the waist height. Could not capitalize on this ball, but that would be a free hit now. So has to wait and watch. Banging in short, playing it straight towards the deep square leg area, but there is a fielder there, and he doesn't make any mistake. Collects the ball on one bounce and throws it back to the keeper. Just a single. So Ramzan comes to the strike. Just moving away and cutting it towards the gully area for a single, and with this single Ramzan opens his account 1 after facing 4 deliveries. 117 for 9, and as I said, each dot deliveries would help the required run rate go up. Played it off, there is a fielder coming underneath it, and that's the final wicket for Team Pakistan Stallions. Wanted to play a cheeky shot, just a scoop over the fine leg player, but there was a fielder exactly waiting for that ball, and he doesn't make a mistake here, and the wicket number 10 goes, and with this, Team Indian Warriors have won the match with 47 runs. Congratulations for Team Indian Warriors for this win. That's all from the COM box.